Hello, and welcome to the second video on use of the query tool. In this video, we'll go over Step 1, filtering data using the query tool. The query tool provides several methods for filtering data, by study, by form, by data element, and by previously defined queries. For detailed instructions on how to refine data using the query tool, please see the follow-up video. The first step is to navigate to the query tool. First, log in and then click on the query tool module. Now that we're on the query tool page, you will see on the left that there are tabs with different filter types. These are the four methods to filter the data within the query tool. First is studies, then forms, then data elements, and lastly defined queries. The default view of the query module is the list of studies in the repository that have submitted data. Data can be accessed only from shared studies, the user's own studies, or a study the user has permission to access. Here you can search for a study, filter on data type, and see the total number of results as well. You can use the gray expand button to show all the forms within that study, and you can see that I do not have access to all of the forms, as some of them have a grayed out circle. To add data to the data cart, you can click the shopping cart icon. You'll see that it gets filled in and is green, representing that it has been added to the data cart. Click it again to remove it. If you'd like to add all the data from a study, you can click the shopping cart icon on the study itself. You'll see that all of the data within that study is now filled in with a green shopping cart. Click that study's shopping cart again to remove all of the data. You'll get a notification since this is removing an entire set of data. You can also click the Hide Not Available, and the results will show only the shared data and what the user has access to. Since I have access to some data in all of the studies, I'll go to the forms page to demonstrate. You can see that there are 18 form results now, and unchecked there are 45. Now let's demo using each filter tab. Within the Studies tab, there's a list of form structures, and on the result page, there are the studies. Within the list of form structures provided, click on the box next to each form structure you wish to filter on. You can also use the search box to search for the title or short name of the form structure. We'll be doing a search for the demographics form. To the right of the form structure's name is a number in parentheses that indicate the number of studies that have data submitted against this form. When we click this filter, the results box will provide the shared studies that have data submitted against this form structure. To add a whole study to your data cart, you can click the basket icon here. You'll notice that once the basket icon is clicked, the basket turns green, the data cart icon above has been updated with the number of studies and forms, and a new tab has appeared on the left, Step 2, Refine Data. To download your data cart, click Step 2, Refine Data. On the left, you will see the data cart with the list of forms you have chosen, and then you can click Download Data Cart to queue, and this data will become available for download using the download tool. Do note that if the form pertains to imaging or genomics, associated files will be sent to the download queue. Now let's clear our data cart and try filtering data by forms. Within the Forms tab, there's a list of all the studies that have data submitted to the repository, and the results view provides the form structures for the studies. Just like in the Studies tab, the number at the end of the study title indicates the number of form structures that have data submitted. If you wish, you can search for the study title or the principal investigator's name here. Now, within the list of studies provided, click on the box next to a study title to filter on forms present in that study. Just like before, click on the basket icon to add all the data submitted against the form across studies in your data cart. Alternatively, you can click the plus icon on the left and manually choose which studies you'd like to access the form data from. Now let's clear our data cart and try filtering by data elements. When you click on the Data Elements Filter tab, you'll see that the right window has been populated with a list of the forms that have data submitted against them. Click on the Select Data Elements button and then search for the desired data elements. Once you have chosen your data elements, click the Add Selected Elements at the bottom of the page. Your elements will populate in the list, and you can select them to populate the right window with the forms containing those data elements. You can add all the associated studies of a form or expand the form to select your desired studies. Now let's look at the Defined Queries tab. The Query tool also provides the ability to save your queries and share them with other users, as well as using program-defined queries. Click on the drop-down to see the different query categories and select My Queries. Now we will learn how to create our own query. Let's create a new query. Let's go back to the Data Elements tab and select a few studies from our previous filters. Then click the Save New Query button and fill out the form data. Do note that you can give other users access to your query by using the drop-down and selecting the user's name and then selecting the Grant Permissions button. After you are done, click the Save button. Now when we go back to our defined queries and look at My Queries, we can access our saved query. The results table will provide the studies and the form structures that were used in refining the data. This concludes the tutorial on Step 1 of Filter Data with the Query tool. Please refer to the follow-up video on Step 2, Refining the Data, for an in-depth exploration of advanced filtering with the Query tool. Thank you for watching, and please contact your operations team for any issues that you have.